I've seen in a long time. And they're dressed fit to kill tonight, I noticed. So, welcome. Also have his wife, Alicia, seated beside him. We're glad to have you here as well. So the immediate family is here, along with Matt's mother, stepmother, and father-in-law, and his father. A little background on Sergeant Clodfelter. He worked for the Davidson County Sheriff's Office for 17 years and worked 8 months for the Airport Police in Greensboro. Sergeant Clodfelter has worked in the Uniform Patrol Division, Breaking and Entering Task Force, Vice and Narcotics, the Criminal Investigative Division, the K-9 unit, and he's also worked as a school resource officer. Sergeant Clodfelter has his advanced law enforcement certificate with over 1,000 hours of training, and he's currently working on his bachelor's degree at UNC Pembroke. So I'm very delighted to present to you Sergeant Clodfelter, and I think the mayor will do the oath of office. And as tradition would have it, I think his wife and maybe his daughters want to come up and hold the Bible, and then his wife will also pin the badge and captain bars on him. So congratulations to you, sir, and please come forward along with your family.
Captain's oath. I do solemnly swear.
Okay. I do solemnly swear that I will be alert and vigilant to enforce the criminal laws of this state, that I will not be influenced in any matter on account of personal bias or prejudice. I will faithfully and impartially execute the duties of my office as captain, according to the best of my skills, abilities, and judgment. So help me God.
We're separated.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. How this was going to happen. Thank you, sir.
Anybody else?
Well, they're getting in place. It sure was good for me to have 2 days off. And I actually went to church without wearing my uniform Sunday. I heard.
You got one with your mom, dad? Okay.
Mom had it.
Yep.
But this one. Take it again since the little girl's doing.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, let's get one with staff. All right, guys. Y'all will have to shift this so I don't get the podium again. Jennifer, you'll come on the other side.
So you're gonna put this per person?
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, sir.
Congratulations, Matt.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Public hearing to close 3 alleyways located on East Finch Avenue and East Noel Avenue. Angel Jenkins.
Mayor, Commissioners, good evening. This is a petition that you guys approved at our last meeting to consider closing an alleyway that runs between Finch and Noel and also in between 2 properties that are on Finch and Noel. So there's actually 3 alleyways that will be closed. This petition comes to you from Debbie Myers. She is present tonight if anybody would like to ask any questions as to the reason behind this, but it would be staff recommendation to close these alleyways and just simply posting it to the county.
This time I would need a motion and a second to open the public hearing.
I make a motion to open the public hearing. Second.
Second. This time I'd like to open the public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak for or against the closing of the 3 alleyways located on East Finch Avenue and East Noel Avenue. Please come forward, state your name and address, and observe our 3-minute time limit. Do we have anybody? Anyone? With that being said, we can close the public hearing.
I make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Public hearing is now closed. This time we can take action on that item if you'd like.
I make a motion for the alleyways between East Finch and East Noel Avenues with the adjoining properties be closed. Second.
Second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Public hearing for consideration of rezoning request from Todd Yates for parcel number 070. And so I'm just going to say it's parcel of land on
LI to
LI, light industrial to R8. I'm going to speak on that, Angel.
So this recommendation is coming to you approved through the Planning and Zoning Board. It is a parcel that's located, and I brought the map, since I have it digital, but so it's located at the end of North Main Street and 109. It's directly across from Denton Wesleyan, just so I can give you guys a perspective of where we are, and you guys as well. It's located right here, 109 North Main Street. This is to rezone the property from LI to R8 that, property has been in that district, been zoned LI for many years. It is in our highway business district. It is in compliance with our comprehensive land development plan as far as having that area available for either business or residential. It is approved, that set up that way in your zoning ordinance as well. Like I said, the Planning and Zoning Board did approve this at their last meeting, and they did recommend it to be approved by the Board of Commissioners. I'd be glad to answer any questions you may have.
So this is within the city limits?
It is.
Where are they planning to go in at?
Current plan is off of Garner Road, so the main entrance into the division would be off of Garner.
Do we know what kind of, how large of a subdivision?
No, that can't be determination, I don't believe, on the rezoning request of that. So,
Do we have any information as to what price range the houses are gonna be?
because it can't be
We haven't
determination.
discussed that.
No. All of that information will be brought forth to you at your next meeting with a preliminary plat map if it is approved for rezoning this evening. And it is considered through a public hearing, so if you'd like to go forward with the public hearing, Corey Sloan is here to speak on behalf of Todd Yates as well, so if you have any questions, you can ask them directly in the public hearing. Okay.
This time I'll open the public hearing.
Make a motion.
I second.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Uh,
Public hearing is now open. Anyone wishing to speak for or against the changing of from light industrial to R8 on the Todd Yates property located on North Main 109? Please come forward and speak at this time.
Lord Mayor, if you have any questions for Mr. Sloan, he'd be glad to answer those at this time, just in consideration of the rezoning.
I'm assuming we're just rezoning, we don't have anything to do with the subdivision yet till next year.
No,
Okay.
that is correct.
No one speaking, so close the public hearing at this time.
I make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Uh,
Public hearing is now closed.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to rezone Todd Yates' property from LI to RA8.
Second.
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 Any further discussion on these? If not, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? That motion does carry. Resolution R 2024-25-02 to approve surplus property for public works and water plant. Jenkins.
A few items tonight for consideration of surplus. One coming from our water plant, we had an old Collie water tank that was damaged several years ago. Chemicals were delivered too hot for the tank and it busted the outside of the tank. It's just like an insulated coating. It's not been used by the water plant since then. It's been replaced. However, it does still hold water, so it could be sold for use on like a farm. So consideration is surplus that in order for us to sell it on gov deals. From the Public Works Department, we've got a bush hog and a Massey Ferguson tractor. They're old. We don't have a whole lot of information on them. We don't have a whole lot of our information either. We will sell them. It'll be a good parts for someone who has a Massey Ferguson, be able to take it and use it to revitalize theirs. Probably the bush hog, I'm probably going to say the same thing. It's probably a good parts bush hog. So we'll move that right along. We do have the tractor that we bought last budget year with the long arm and bush hog that replaced that. The two generators are generators that we actually purchased from the town of city of Lexington, excuse me. Several years ago, they were surplusing theirs, and replacing them. And we bought them to have as a potential backup or replacement at our sewer or water plant if needed. And with the replacement of the generators at our water plant, our raw water intake, we are not needing these anymore. So these two generators, we're asking to have those actually listed for surplus as well. Have any questions on these items?
Tractor run, something, Michael?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not pretty.
It's a 74 5 model.
Yeah, I think
We bought it brand new from Joe's Tractor, and then the bush hog in.
I thought it was in the 70s. you bought it.
James Daniels, no, we sold that.
Okay.
The one that had a lawnmower on it. This is the bush hog. James Daniels bought it. I think James Daniels bought it right before he left.
80, 91.
Yeah, it's right in there.
Mr. Mayor, I so move.
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Acceptance of the state fire grant funding and approval of budget amendment 24/25-01. Angela, can you tell us about that?
glad to. Notes on that. So the fire department was awarded state fire grant this past year. That's not it. I have printed out the actual letter. Had it available? Okay, maybe not. Maybe on my desk still. So we were awarded the state fire grant, and this fire grant will go towards purchasing 10 radios, 6 turnout gear. Do you remember the rest? 6 turnout gear, 10 radios, and the support that goes with the turnout gear. It is at a 50-50 grant. So the state's going to provide $39,390. The town match is the same, which would give us a total of $78,780. The budget amendment is before you. It is for to increase to accept the grant funding, to appropriate the funds from our appropriated fund balance, and then to put the expense to your capital outlay for equipment in order to capitalize on the purchases that will be made. You know, have any questions on this?
Is there a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the state fire grant funding and the budget amendment 24-25.
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Consideration and approval of placing automated external defibrillators, AED units at town facilities.
Last week, we had CPR training at our Civic Center, and during the training, we realized that there is not an AED unit located at the Civic Center. We do host many events there. The county actually uses it during the day for their programs, for Meals on Wheels mainly, but then they've also added their extended services throughout the day. We have one standing group that meets twice a week, and then we have rentals throughout the weekend. It would be a great benefit to have one located there, but in thinking about having it located there, it would be even more benefit for us to have one at each town facility that we operate. Our public works, our water, and our sewer plant. Town hall actually has an AED that we have been given through the fire department. It's located here. So what I'm recommending is that we buy 4 AED units to be placed at the Civic Center, Public Works, Fire Department, Public Works, Water and Sewer Departments. Fire Department has one that they're going to mount, and it'll be on the fire side for use of the police and fire, very easy access. in the quote that I have attached, it's for a carry case, the one that was here at Town Hall. There was two here, one is going to the police department, and it needs a new carry case, and then, we need the wall unit for the fire department and a wall unit for here, just to store it, so it's ready, available, whenever it's needed. Are there any questions? This actually came to us as a recommendation from Commissioner Morris, so if he has anything to add to that, I'd appreciate that.
No, other than Chief James, does all your cars have AEDs? I know we ran into that one time, but that's running around town going back and forth to get it.
Right.
Yeah, I think, I might be wrong, I think we'll now have 5 of the one that, we got today, so we might need 1 or 2 more.
And this is a really good price on these. They're normally $1,700, they're also for $14.99, and there's $200 off, so really $12.99. The entire kit comes with the wall-mounted unit. So if we bought the 2 additional ones for the police department, you could take off the 2 wall units because you're already getting them, what you use them for the vehicle. That could be a consideration.
Now, the one at the Civic Center, that's just to be there whenever someone comes that's qualified to use it, not just somebody, just.
And it has instructions for anyone.
Yeah, anybody,
Oh, I thought just anybody could use it.
you can't hurt anybody with it.
I just know at school we have people.
Basically.
But you
You
can
can
help
help.
them. You can help
Yeah.
them, yes. So,
Are we gonna do any training at all with that?
we
Or is it
will,
necessary?
Your wife can train you.
Chief Dorsett
She
actually
trains
walked
me
us through it
everything.
here at Town Hall, but I think it would be really good for it to be part of our, training, is that each staff member at least have the knowledge on how to access it, turn it on. Once you turn it on, it tells you what to do. So it's pretty simple, straightforward,
Okay.
once you get to that, but, just to know how to get it and how to activate it would be a benefit.
Is there any place like around Harrison Park that one can be put?
I thought about Harrison Park, and I also thought about the farmer's market. The problem is that they're exposed to the public. We have replaced the fire extinguishers at both locations multiple times because someone breaks the box and takes them out or removes them and sprays them, as we've been told. So, I wish that there was somewhere that could be, kept, because you can't really lock them. Well, there is one that can be locked with an alarm, but we could look into that if you want us to.
What about?
If you lock it, who's gonna have the key? It's gonna be up.
Right.
True. Right, you don't break the glass on it to get it out. And would it come out?
What about, like where the information booth is?
Same thing.
Yeah,
I just didn't know if it could be put somewhere that's like out of sight.
yeah.
But people-
That one, the information booth, it does have that cabinet in there, but it's open and there's
Just-
people in and out there daily. But I did, those 2 other places did cross my mind because they are centralized at town.
Right.
It would be a great location for them.
And it's got an 8-year warranty, so it's in there. Plan on lasting 8 years.
Yeah, we hope. Yeah, we hope. We've purchased several through grants over the years. We did have funding come to us from, Jack Briggs donated money to have 2 added. So we built on what we've had, but we do need more.
I make a motion to do the purchase of the AEDs, in the locations designated, as well as the ones, the additional ones for the police cars.
Second.
Any further discussion? Not all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. Town Department Head reports, administration, Paul Hitter.
So I have spoken with the company that is doing our sign. They anticipate it to be completed this week. I did not have a firm date, so I feel like once we get it, the guys should be able to get it in place fairly soon. So I've listed a 2-week time frame there just to not pinpoint a specific date. Thought we would include, water bill, how many customers are billed, how many gallons are used, plus our anti-sanitary district usage for the month, just for reference.
Yeah, I think that's good. I appreciate that.
That's all I have.
Any questions for Paul?
On the water, speaking of the water, Andy used 32,271 in a 31-day period. What is their contract reads?
They didn't go over.
Okay, you my financial man would have it. But we do have something in place on that if they do.
Correct.
Okay. Turn the hydrant on now.
Police Department, Mike Jenkins.
Right, I think we've accomplished number one. A friend of mine who is suffering from pancreatic cancer and liver cancer has recently made a donation. He wants to remain anonymous at this point, but he mailed a check to me for $10,000. He told me in private there would probably be more coming. Very gracious man, and I pray that he will heal and recover from his illness. I hope you will allow us to accept that. I did ask him, would he ever consider coming to a closed part of one of your meetings so we could thank him, and he said, no, I wouldn't come. I said, could we, whatever we decide to do with this, could we have some type of plaque recognizing you as the donor? And he agreed that we could do that. But a very gracious man, and I'm very appreciative, and I try to remember to say a prayer for him daily. The blue van that we've had for many years, I hope it's sold. It brought $1,179, which is not bad for a van that was donated to us. I'm not sure if we've received payment yet, but hopefully we will. There was a lot of interest to start with, and we discovered it was a 6-cylinder, not an 8, and I think that ended a little bit of the interest, but hopefully that it will be gone, and we won't look at it much longer. Officer Gamal's son was born last Thursday. The mother and child are healthy and are at home. You've probably seen in social media the individual that stole the pontoon boat from backyard buildings. Warrant was obtained on him, and he was arrested and is currently in the Randolph County Jail under an $87,500 bond. Some of the input I've got from some of our police officers is the concept of possibly having a police car, the new 2023 Dodge Charger, marked as a ghost car. You're probably familiar with what those are. This is not a great photograph. The ones on the back I think are much better, but the one that's the Denton car, it shows some gray, and really that would all be white, according to what the gentleman from Ashboro told me when I called him back. Most agencies now, including the Highway Patrol, has ghost cars, so the idea would be it would still be a slick top, no bar light on top. It would still be marked, it would be reflective at night, but that's just something that our employees have indicated an interest in, and it would be $695 to place those markings on it. A little bit over $1,000 with the regular markings. So just something for your consideration. I won't name a government entity, but I'm working on getting maybe some new free equipment to upfit this car. There's an agency that I won't call that hopefully that'll all work out where we can save some money by getting some leftover items that they're not going to use. Be glad to answer any questions you may have about anything in police operations.
You need an answer from the board on the ghost car?
That would be helpful. We're
So you can move forward.
Yes, please.
Okay.
And I guess we need to vote to accept the $10,000.
That's what I was getting ready to say. We've got two things that we need approval on. Mayor, if you will, board approval on accepting the $10,000 for the use of the police department and how Chief James seems fit, and he would report back to us as to what he's purchased with that. And then also to approve the Ghost House for this Dodge truck.
I make a motion to accept the $10,000.
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I make a motion to approve the ghost markings for the new 2023 Dodge Charger.
Second. Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries also.
And Mr. Mayor, I did fail to acknowledge, and I think it's important that I do, in the first item. We had folks that volunteered their whole day to help us with the assessment center. And I think in an open meeting, it's appropriate to call their names and thank them. Sam Grimes, Tanya Marion, Elizabeth Ellswick, Paula Hedrick, retired Chief Mark Hicks. They all assisted in the role play scenario, and without them, we could not have had a successful day. So I thank them very much. And Dennis Ford, every year during Police Week, makes some type of donation to the police department out of the kindness of his heart. And the Bojangles cards he provided us, we bought breakfast for the Lexington PD, Salisbury PD, and Thomasville PD assessment folks, as well as the role play. So I appreciate Mr. Ford and all those people for their help. Thank you.
And Chief, on that $10,000, you might think about, I'd like to see some cameras put downtown.
We desperately need cameras in a lot of places, and the way we're situated, we could solve a lot of crimes if we put them on 3 or 4 roads.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, point well noted. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fire Department, Chief Brandon Dorsey.
Evening, Mayor, Commissioners. Our update's pretty quick this month. We already hit on one. We was awarded the North Carolina Fire Grant in the amount of $39,390 with matching funds for a total of $78,780. This money will go for gear replacement to keep us in compliance with NFPA, and also for radio replacement for compliance with the FCC 2025 standards. We also, through the benefit of your support and the town administration, we was able to achieve a grant writer this year, or this past year, and that FEMA grant, AFG FEMA grant, we was awarded that in the amount of $232,216. Again, that will be going towards our replacement of our SCBA's and getting us with new updated equipment for our firefighters. We also hosted the CPR AED refresher course. We had a great turnout by 3 departments here at the town. Fire department, police department, and town administration all took part in that training. And we have got the online training program up and running, and we're receiving good feedback from our members that are currently using it. We ran a total of 20 incidents for the month of July. We had 5 fires, 3 of them being working structure fires, 5 fire alarms, 1 traffic accident, 1 EMS call, and 8 other non-emergencies.
Any questions for Brandon?
Mr. Mayor, I would like to say, Brandon, Chief Dorsett and Deputy Chief Morris will be receiving an award Saturday night at the State Fire Association meeting for valor, along with the rest of their crew at Lexington. So I think that's a big thing, and I'll be attending the banquet along with them.
Excellent.
Anything else for me on the fire side?
Thank you, man. Public Works, Michael High.
Well, we just been trying to keep our work headed, trying to keep caught up. We put the filter bottoms, we got about 3/4 of it done at the water plant. Trying to help him with the team and stuff. Our usual work, where leaks, or orders, wherever they come up with.
What about the roof down there?
The what?
The roof,
We're at.
where you bought that paint 3 years ago?
Oh, got 3 contractors supposed to be sending quotes to put it on, plus the roof at the raw water and the roof at here. Now,
They've been out and inspected, we just haven't got the quotes in yet.
that's all I know about it.
Thanks for getting the light fixed.
Lots of it.
Michael, I have a question for you.
Question.
The sidewalk downtown in front of the Pickett's building, yeah, we appropriated, what, $40,000 in the budget for that?
It would go under our sidewalks and paving, we
That
have
would-
money in that,
okay.
so however much, whatever funds we allocate to the sidewalks will just be less than paving that we'd be able to accomplish, but there are several areas, Michael's made note of many that we talked about at our budget, retreat. M.A. Pickett's being one area of concern in front of Lanier's Grocery, and then also there at the corner of North Main and Salisbury. Those are 3 areas that are really needing to be replaced this year. And Michael's got plans, it's just he's been short one. We had one gentleman leave, and then we've got one employee who's leaving to go to his basic training for the guard. He'll be coming back, but he'll be gone 6 months. So just getting the time to be able to do that. But
And we're gonna have 3 people that come to work right here for them.
I don't believe it's gonna happen anytime soon. I mean, will it, Michael?
Well, I told him all of the year. I mean, you can't, 3 people ain't gonna handle it at 100.
Right, I understand.
It just ain't right. You gotta rip it up, then form it, then pour it back. And once you start, they ain't no stopping. You can't stop concrete. So everything in this town is going on hold. People's gonna get mad. I can't help it. When we start, everything's going on hold. We ain't putting up signs or nothing. We concrete. So when we get ready to
It's
do
not
it,
like it's gonna take forever.
no, 3 people, it's gonna take a long time.
Well, you can do it in sections. You don't, it's not, you're saying like we're gonna stop the whole town just to pull
Well,
concrete.
that's the thing, we're gonna do it in sections. But how many sections do you wanna do? I mean, it still takes, you gotta rip it up, form it, pour it back.
And how you gonna do like at Pickett's where you got step down?
We're gonna figure that out. Because,
And you need to do Lanier's first, because they've been waiting 10 years.
see, Lanier's needs to step down too, but they don't want it. You can't pour a sidewalk with so big a pitch or you're in violation of the handicap. So we're gonna have to really do some looking, because if they want that sidewalk lowered, they're gonna have a ramp or a step down coming out of these buildings. There's
I don't have a suggestion, I mean, but it's gotta be something.
Is
and I
a
did not
outside-
recommend doing a step down, my apologies, but
No.
no step downs. You don't want to cause a business to then not be accessible by handicap accessibility. So.
Is a outside contractor out of the question on that?
We
That's up
hadn't,
to y'all.
yeah, we hadn't discussed that, but we definitely could entertain quotes if you wanted us to.
I'd say we ought to.
We've been talking about fixing Lanier's for, I know, 2 years.
I mean, the boys at Donnie Apple had up here, they was quick.
It's been a long time since
It's been a long time. I think we should do that.
Yeah,
I really do.
If you guys know contractors that do that kind of work, send me an email.
Like I say, the ones Donnie Apple used at the burger joint, them boys was in there quick, and they done a good job when they was gone.
I know their name.
Who did the ramps, on the sidewalks for the handicap a couple of
We
years
done
ago?
part of them, the DOT done those.
So you don't know who they contracted?
DOT.
DOT.
Yeah.
DOT did it all?
Will they fill back in around your poles, Mayor?
No.
I don't know.
So
I'll be happy when they move the wire, Scott.
we did receive an email back regarding that. Do you want to talk to me about that? It's been your project
Well,
from Duke Energy.
I believe Duke Energy is supposed to fill in the concrete around the poles that they replaced and then remove the old poles. So I noticed that they have been slowly moving. They've got their, DOT's got their box moved for the lights and so forth. So it is progressing slowly, but once that is all, the wires are all moved, then I'm gonna certainly follow up with them on removal and getting the poles taken care of.
Neat. So we're gonna take a look at that.
We will.
I'll call down and see who we got to do this.
Yeah, let's get some prices.
Yeah, let's do.
Sounds good.
They were out of Mount Airy, he told me that.
The water treatment plant, Jason not here.
No, neither Jason nor Troy are here this evening. They had prior engagements. They did provide a report. Troy said he just really had regular maintenance work going on, regular routine things. And then Jason provided his report to you. Any questions you guys have for them, you can ask.
And I assume you're off another employee down there?
Our third shift operator is actually taking a position with Orange County, and I guess leaving this week, or last week. But I have had a conversation with two other potential employees who are already certified. One is A certified and one is B certified, looking for part-time work. So we have one gentleman who should be starting in the next couple of weeks, who will do our training, go through school. He's local, very interested, highly motivated. So we're looking forward to having him on board as well.
Any questions? County Attorney update.
Good evening. So I just wanted to update you briefly on Farmbrook. So I got the actual monthly update from the Canyon firm today. And they have, as you know, sent out a demand letter, which of course spurred the mortgage holder to contact the town, wanting an update and wanting to know what was going on. So we have made the mortgage company aware. We submitted the total amount needed to bring our documents current, which we're required to do because the mortgage company very much wants the property to be sold so that we don't end up foreclosing. So they're looking at whether or not they're going to pay all the back liens and whether or not they're going to try to work with the current owner to sell the property and pay them off. But we are still proceeding forward with the foreclosure until such time as we've been paid in full. We're full steam ahead. So one way or the other, we want the property sold. Either we sell it or the mortgage company works with the homeowner to sell it. So that's where we are at this point. That's the only update I have for you as part of this.
Any other questions?
It's good news, thank you.
Town manager report.
I have a printed copy of information just to kind of highlight. Ms. Whitman mentioned the 249 Farmbrook, and I appreciate all the help of her and staff and with Paula working through following up on liens and the information that's needed to be provided. It's taken a lot of time, so we do appreciate that. Some engineering, Bobby Kivett is actually working with the Handy Sanitary District, hoping to do that testing this week on the 47 master meter. He did go out and do just a couple of test openings to make sure that the valve itself wasn't stuck, but they're going to do a blow off and then do a full test, checking pressures, north main side, our side, and up at the end of Broad.
You said that will be done this week.
That's what he said on Friday, I believe, was when he came in.
Well, he said 60 days ago too.
Well, they are working with Handy, so that's all I
I don't
know.
think it's Handy's fault.
It's been about 3 weeks and he's been trying to get with Justin to get this done. And there's been vacation, just as we have had people on vacation. But he did finally meet with him last Thursday or Friday to get this set up for this week. Chris Coyer stopped by the office last week to talk about the situation that's on 3rd Street. I don't know if you guys are aware, have been over there. The new paving that we put in is sliding down the hill. It just looks like a big wrinkle right there at, the intersection of Second Street. So, Third Street and, what is that, Haywood? I had to think of what the street was. But he said that he's not sure why the foundation is just washed away. So we want to wait until it's not 95 degrees outside to go back in, check the foundation again, see what's going on, and have that replaced. He has reached out to the contractor and let him know that that's going to be replacement this fall. With that being said, Railroad Street was on schedule to be paved with the spring paving, and what we may do is go ahead and throw that in with this so that when they come out, they can do both at the same time. Chris is setting up a meeting with NCDOT, the district manager, about the AST for the fall bid out to see if we can get on that list with them and have that done and move forward with their pricing. As you recall, last bid came back very high on AST, much more than what we had anticipated. So he's hoping that we can get in with the state pricing on that and be able to accomplish more of that. DG Market is open. I just wanted to point out that they did do a donation to the Denton Elementary School for the Dollar General Literacy Foundation. They like to do that when they come into a town and support any school within a 15-mile radius. And they also have done Silver Valley, but I know that they did that donation to the school. They added 10 to 15 jobs, and they are paying really good benefits for their staff. Thank you to Chief Dorsett for allowing us to participate in CPR training. It was very knowledgeable information. We all think we know what we can do when the situation happens, but it was eye-opening, to say the least. I do appreciate letting us be a part of that. Duke Energy is still reworking that since that pole was removed from the property beside of the classic restaurant. It put a kink in how our lights would be established on 109. I reached out to Seth Gibson, and he's actually on his honeymoon, so he did not have any update to provide to you guys tonight. But he said that at last check with the engineers, they were still trying to figure out where to bring the most power for that connection. Energy United lights are up on South 109. I don't know if you've noticed, they've been out that way during the dark, but it has, the road's lighter. We have had some concerns about one of the lights being a little bit too bright at the home there on 109. So we're looking at maybe downsizing the brightness of that bulb just to not aggravate the residents up there, I guess is the best way to put that. It's daylight at night is what they stated. I had a conversation with the North Carolina Department of Labor for the Safety and Health Consulting Program. Anytime they walk in, it's like the IRS coming in. You wonder what you've done wrong, but we have not done anything wrong. They are offering their assistance to come into our locations to see what areas we may need improvement on to avoid any type of OSHA violations or accidents. So I told them we'd be more than glad to participate in the consulting with them. Once we go under consulting agreement, that it is free of charge. They bring out their assessment team and look at each location individually, what our practices are, what improvements need to be made, and they make those recommendations to us. And while we're under their consulting, if OSHA were to come in, then all we have to do is say that we're under consulting, and they are not able to do that inspection at that time. I did have concerns that this might flag for an inspection, and he said they do not work in the same department, they don't have access to the same data or information, so it would not go straight to them to say this is what the problems are with the town. Okay. Next week I'll be attending the Certified Zoning Officers Conference, and so I've asked the Planning and Zoning Board that they reschedule to August the 20th. We will have a preliminary plat map presentation from Todd Yates' group on the 20th, and then it'll be before you guys at your September meeting. Questions?
I see here that the bar screen, we're still waiting for approval for that too.
It is,
Does this say we hadn't signed something here, Angel?
which one?
The
Isabella.
bottom of Isabella.
Let's see.
Says she's not received a complete executed copy of the Waterline project agreement or the bar screen screw conveyor project agreement.
That completed executed copy, that's coming back from the state.
Okay.
Yeah, so what they do, and I've got one on my desk where they send it back to us from the state. We did just get the waterline rehabilitation project authorization to construct came in. And when they send it back, it comes in with everything, but what she's saying is the executed copy is when it comes back from the state. So she has not received that back yet.
And did we ever get the automatic water meter people coming back down here to give us a proposal?
I did. Actually, we had Waterline representative came by a couple weeks ago, and they've asked for different information from us. I've got two completely back. One I'm still waiting on. For whatever reason, their prices had not dropped at the time that we requested them, but Waterline's going to update specifically with our number of meters. They kind of just gave us a roundabout ballpark figure. So we can, if I don't get that fourth one back, I'll just pull everything together and we'll look at it as is and we'll go by based on the three that we've received. But I think it would be a great benefit. We've looked at a lot of different systems, and in talking with other towns, Waterline gave us some references and in talking with their administrative department, utility department, as well as when we went to Fayetteville that day. It is a great benefit, not only for staffing, but also for your revenue. So I think it will be worth us exploring that.
We had mentioned, I don't know if it was the last meeting before, about possibly having Wooten look at Labella and see if this hesitation has been just Labella or if it's industry-wide. Did that conversation ever happen?
I apologize, I do not remember that being asked.
That was asked of me, and she and I are meeting Friday to talk about all that.
Okay.
Yes, good.
Thank you. You're welcome.
And I wanted to ask Chris, when he was here, the guy over the park,
Okay.
across the park, he said he was going to set up a thing where we could all have a public meeting, down here about the park. He was gonna do that.
Did. I reached back out to him and gave him a couple of dates, but I hadn't heard back. So we will follow up with Chris. He's very busy and sometimes it's hard to get back from him, but we'll ask it if he's
And
got
I
time.
might see him September 21st, we're over there celebrating the park,
Okay.
and maybe, I just wondered how he was
Hopefully
coming
we'll
with
know
that.
before then, but yeah, we looked at a couple of dates, because I think it would be really good to have some community input on what's available, a projected plan. It was kind of a, just a basic preliminary. If anybody is interested in looking at, I know he did suggest possibly a disc golf course. Richfield Park, which is just up 49, has a really nice disc golf course. You can at least see how they're laid out. Jack and I actually rode through on Saturday, and there were several people out taking advantage of it. So it is a draw, and it's a draw for the all
Danny
areas.
Boone, maybe Danny Boone's.
Did he come through here?
Too.
Did he come through here?
He come through.
Danny Boone, he come through here?
He didn't come through.
Okay, that's right.
I'm just saying, they got a disc golf there at Danny Boone's.
Oh, okay, I was trying to
Looks
figure
like
out
a
where,
finish.
there's three in the county, I believe.
They got that tree that's 126
Mm.
years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Cobb was there, see if he still got that.
He didn't hear you.
Angel, while we're trying to make everybody else's property look better,
Yes, sir.
how about let's do something down at the old public works? Where the gutters hanging off and the trim needs painting.
Old Public Works. Do you mean beside the fire department?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the jail while we're there, paint it, spray it or something.
Yeah, that's a historical jail.
If we're gonna, we got gutters hanging off down there and
I'm not kidding, started out of jail just like that. He's got a like this on the historical.
And I hadn't looked at
Ours is-
the farmer's market building, but I know the inside was like a bomb went off in. There's somebody been there lately.
I'd love to.
It's been cleaned out. Yeah, it's been
I'm gonna go in
cleaned
there
out.
and pay him the
They cleaned it out about 2 months ago.
Roll it quick.
That might be
And
my
Parcel
project
Rec,
for the
yeah, they
it's
cleaned it
cold.
out and organized their content contents there. But we have a lot of stuff stored in there.
In which
Christmas lights
In your brick building.
What brick building?
in our
Farmer's market.
building
That's not
for
my.
our farmer's market.
I said I was gonna do my.
Be a good
I'm
place
gonna
for
work on
the museum, or we could use the bank building,
Well, I'm all for that,
I mean, anything be better than what's in there.
but I said my project could be worked on the jail. Come see, it'd be a historical jail. Cause I was telling Star's got one just like that,
Do they?
this is a historical reason.
I tried to buy some
We got Star's.
sales one time, but it went too much.
Commissioner comments and concerns? Anything?
I wanted to thank Public Works for getting up the stop signs there for the four-way stops. After my dad took a couple rides on his scooter, I'm glad that they are there. And it looks like that some limb trimming has been done, because the one that's coming up Broad, right there in front of Burns residence, at first it was kind of hidden, and it looks like somebody's trimmed some limbs or something, because you can see it better. I happened to be going down the hill and met a car, and it was going pretty quick, and I thought, I wonder if they're going to stop. And I watched my rear view, and they stopped through the middle of it. It's like they suddenly saw it. So I think that right after that, it looked like some stuff had been trimmed. So I personally appreciate that, and I also, on behalf of Denton Wesleyan Church, appreciate the hospitality that they were shown by the town staff when they came in through base camp the other day. I think they really enjoyed that.
We did too. So what Commissioner Dean is speaking on, base camp, kids came in. Every seat in here was full, and there was about 6 or 8 adults with a group of kids. They had gone to the fire department. They had went out on a call at the last minute, said, can we come to town hall? So they all come in, and we tell them a little bit about town business and history, and they prayed over the town and the staff, and so it was a very nice event for last minute. So we appreciate them coming as well.
That was all I had.
Announcements. August the 17th, back to school bash, movie in the park, cornhole tournament, community service pageant. August the 19th, Parks and Recreation Board meeting, 6 p.m. Town Hall. August the 20th, Planning and Zoning Board meeting, 6 p.m. Town Hall. And with that, the board's now going into closed session. Town employees can be excused this time.
What's the community service?